Hello students, today we are gonna talk about Marco Polo. He is one of the most famous traveler who came to India and gives description about India in his own way. So let's start. Marco Polo. He visited India in 13th century. Basic details. He was born in 15 September 1254 in Venice, Italy. He belonged to a rich and noble family. His father, Niccolo, was a rich merchant and a businessman who traveled in many countries to trade. In 1271, when Marco Polo was 17 years old, he, his father, and Uncle Matthew went to China. The main reason to travel China was the father of Marco Polo wanted to develop trade relations with the Chinese Mongol emperor. It means his father wanted to develop trade relations with the emperor of the Chinese Mongol dynasty. The founder of Mongol empire was Genghis Khan. But when they reached in China, they means Marco Polo, his father Niccolo, and Uncle Matthew reached China in 1274. At that time, China was ruled by Kublai Khan. He was the fifth Mongol emperor of Mongol dynasty. In 1274, when Marco Polo reached China, he learned four languages, namely Turkish, Persia, Arabic, and Mongol. Every foreign traveler has one big problem, which is to learn the language of the country where he travels. Because for basic communication between the civilians of the country, the language should be known by the traveler so that he can interact with the natives. So he learned the four languages to minimize the lack of interaction. He learned Mongol so that he can communicate with the Mongol Empire's natives. Kublai Khan got impressed with Marco Polo's intelligence, so in 1274 he appointed him in his court and he appointed him as a diplomat or ambassador. So, the main work of a diplomat or ambassador is to represent one empire in front of another empire or to help in import and export. So Marco Polo represented Mongol Empire to Central Asia. He represented as an ambassador of Mongol Empire for 16 years. You need to remember this, for 16 years. After that, he desired to go back to his birthplace, Venice. In 1291, he started his journey to go back to his birthplace, which is Venice. And when he reached there, he again desired to go to India. Basically, the main reason to visit India was that he heard about India's architectural growth, treasury. So, by getting impressed by these things, he decided to visit India. Later on, in 1292, he went to India's Andaman and Nicobar Island. He said that there was no king there. The natives there spent a happy life. Now we have read that when there is a king, then only natives spend a happy life because the king provides facilities to the natives and helps them. But in Andaman and Nicobar Island, he saw something different here or something unusual here. Even without a king, they lived happily. The natives here didn't wear thread or cotton clothes. They did not have knowledge about thread. That's why they wore leaves clothes. Means the clothes were made of leaves, tree leaves. So these are the details he gave about Andaman and Nicobar Island. From there he went to Coromandel coast in Tamil Nadu. So when he went to Tamil Nadu, he gives details about the king. The king used to buy horses from Arabian countries. Now the question is, why did he buy horses? What was the need to buy horses? Now, if a king, if a king needs to expand his empire, the most important role was played by army, cavalry, elephants. For this reason, he needed horses as army can expand his kingdom. Then he gives details about the agriculture, vegetables, fruits. The natives here only cultivated paddy. And about fruits, he says that the natives of Coromandel coast used pine and coconut to make wine. They used to serve the tourists who came there, who traveled there. Then he said about social beliefs like the natives, both men and women, had an habit of bathing before eating for 2 times a day for the purity of their body. And those who didn't follow, they were named Shudras, untouchables, or lower caste people. Now, when he stayed in Coromandel Coast, he got inspired of the concept of finding pearls. He even saw the local population residing here, like the parents, used to put their children in some kind of job at the age of 14. The most common job was finding pearls. Like there was an ocean, and in the middle of the ocean, there was a ship in which there was a man, and around the ship there were sadhus who used to chant some mantras by closing their eyes and pressing their hands means haath jodna. By reciting that mantra, the sharks nearby would disappear. This is what they believed.